I was thinking about it, what can I do on my first video getting back to you guys? Obviously you know that my passion is bridal makeup. That's kind of my thing. So I was thinking, you know, maybe about a classic bridal look, and I really can't get away from one particular bride and one particular wedding that is highly associated with Bobbi Brown as well, which is pretty cool, and that would be Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge. So I mean, ultimate bride for me. I mean, definitely symbolises a lot of the old school classic styles that I liked. Grace Kelly's wedding and wedding dress. She just looked absolutely every inch the princess and absolutely stunning. It is quite a interesting makeup look because it is a full face. So I think really Kate does like to wear makeup. She's very talented at doing her own. So as you guys may or may not know, Hannah Martin, our pro artist for Bobbi Brown, was involved and offered assistance to Kate. And I do believe that Kate actually went and had a how-to makeup lesson. Which is one of the great things that Bobbi offers. So it's teaching you how to use the products and how to use the makeup, and maybe a lot of brides do prefer to do it themselves, so that's something you can always look into. So Hannah was there and she offered assistance to Kate on the day and to Kate's mum and Pippa, and I believe, can't say for sure, but I think Bobbi Brown did Pippa's wedding makeup recently as well, which is very cool because her wedding was absolutely beautiful as well. But so for me, I got married the year after Kate in 2012, and I was definitely inspired by her. I guess for most brides it's maybe a little bit more makeup than most brides are looking for. Most brides want to strip it all back and have quite a really pretty but very natural look. And I guess the thing is, when you're going to be on TV in front of that many people, you need to define your features a little more. And make it last the day, which is what we aim to do. So it's not for everybody, this look, but that's the look we're going to do today. So today I'm going to be doing Catherine Middleton's wedding makeup, or recreating it as best I can. There is some ideas on the internet, so I think one of the Bobbi sheets that kind of looks like this was released. After the wedding, sort of detailing some of the products used. This may or may not be the case, they may not be the exact products, but looking at it I think it looks pretty correct. Now the only thing I haven't got is a couple of the exact eyeshadows, so I'm going to have to sort of mix and match a bit, but we know that she went for a smoky eye. So she had a soft pastel pink lip, which really matched her natural lip shade, her natural lip colour, which is a big Bobbi thing. She had a real beautiful natural pop of colour and flush on the cheeks as blusher, flawless base, and she had a real smoky eye. She's known for liking her eyeliner, her black eyeliner. Not always a bridal look, but the way she did it was perfect. And she had, you know, soft natural lashes, no big extensions or anything like that, topped off with a tiny bit of gloss and the tiniest amount of highlighter. So it just enhanced her own natural makeup. And we always say at Bobbi, being a bride, you want to be the best version of you on your wedding day, and I think that's exactly what she was. Her makeup was definitely different to how she normally does it, but it still had elements of her own signature style. So absolutely well done, Kate, you looked absolutely spectacular. And again, that's what inspired me for my own wedding makeup. So yes, so let's get cracking. Kate's wedding makeup. So we're going to be starting with some skincare, which is really, really important with bridal makeup because you want it to, you know, prep the skin and help the makeup to last the day. So I'm going to start, everything I'm using today, by the way, is all Bobbi Brown. So I'm going to start with some Bobbi Brown Extra Treatment Lotion. So anytime you see the word extra for Bobbi Brown, it means, you know, for people that need a little extra help. So for me, you guys know I've got terribly, terribly dry, dehydrated skin. So it's basically like a gel. You've probably seen me use this before. And I'm not going to pop it on cotton, I'm just going to pop it straight onto clean skin. And this is going to really give my skin a hydration boost and plump it up, soften it, and just prep the skin. So So next I'm going to go straight in with my Extra Repair serum. Just a couple of pumps of that. This one is very luxurious. I just couldn't live without it now, and it literally makes the skin feel soft and plumped up straight away. I can almost feel that, you know, the hydration coming straight into my skin. It's got white birch extract in it as well, so it's brilliant for brightening. So next, I normally would use Bobbi Brown Hydrating Moisturiser, but my skin with this weather being so up and down is super dry at the minute, so I'm going to use the Extra Repair Moisturising Balm, and if it was my wedding day I would be using the one without the SPF in it, because as we know SPF can create flashback in pictures. The photographers can deal with it, but it's better, you know, if you're used to wearing an SPF, unless you're going to a destination wedding and you desperately need it, it's best to go for either no SPF at all that one day, if you can get away with it, or the lowest SPF that you can find. Okay, so just the tiniest amount of moisturiser, but that one is a little bit thicker just for me, and that's going to really create a nice base for me and hydrate throughout the day, which is exactly what we want. I'm then going to pop on a primer, which is Vitamin Enriched Face Base, Bobbi Brown. So this smells absolutely divine. Oh, whenever you put it on, people, they straight away pick up on the smell, and guaranteed that's what they want to walk away with, because it makes such a difference. And it's a cult product. Once you have it, once you love it. Once you know, you just can't live without it afterwards. So I'm going to use this like a primer, and because I'm dry I'm going to take it everywhere, but I guess if you were slightly oilier you could just wear it on the areas that you need. So I'm not actually going to use a separate primer today. I know there's lots of really good ones out there like Professional from Benefit, and actually Bobbi Brown do their own pore minimizer if that's something that you need. I don't really need that, so I'm just going to go keep this as my primer. So as you can see already, the skin's got a really lovely glow to it. It's looking plumped up, fine lines look a lot less, and I look a bit healthier because I've not been getting very much sleep, so the skin's starting to suffer just a little bit. I have, you know, I'm really very lucky. I really don't suffer from spots, but I do have a few stress spots at the minute. So next we're going to go on to eye cream, and again I'm going to use the Extra Repair. So there's the hydrating range or the Extra Repair. So if you've got fairly normal skin, you don't have any particular other concerns, and that your skin's lacking moisture and feels dehydrated, which is what most people are, popular, then the hydrating one is probably fine for you. And if you're like me and your skin tends to be on the drier side, which is more flaky and actually sort of scaly dry skin, then your skin needs more oil-based moisture to put back into it. So you need the repair creams and things. So any of the Extra Repair products will work for you. So just, you know, using your ring fingers to pat that cream in very gently around the eye area. It's so delicate. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of the lip balm on. This lip balm is the best thing ever. It's not sticky, it's not tacky, it's not too gloopy or glossy. Just enough to soften up your lips and prep them for extra kissable lips for wedding day, which is very important. So I use this on all my brides. Okay, so on the wedding day, obviously it's time to do a little bit extra skin prep, because you've got such a big day ahead of you, and you know, probably wearing more makeup than you usually do, and you really want it to last the day. So I want a natural glow with this look. Kate didn't use a lot of added highlighter or sparkle or anything like that, so, or bronzers with shimmer in, or anything like that really. The tiniest amount of highlighter she used. I think she likes a fairly matte base, so I'm going to, more glow the better. So like I said, this is going to be probably about 90% Kate, 10% Danny, so I have to compromise somewhere. But yeah, she had definitely a lovely Bobbi glow underneath, so I'm going to use some of the Extra Repair Illuminating Moisture Balm. Now this, you can see that in the light, that's got mother of pearl extract in it. It's beautiful. So quite often I will just use a moisturiser in this day to day, especially now I'm back in nursing. It just gives me a nice little glow. And quite often I will mix it in with my foundation and create sort of like a tinted moisturiser. And you can just take it onto areas that you need around here. Creates a very nice liquid natural highlighter if you're going for a really dewy look. Okay, and that is skincare done. So compared to before, my skin's feeling really nice and hydrated. You can see it's plumped up. It's got lots of moisture back in it and it's ready for makeup. So what I'll do now is just tissue off the excess. Leave it to dry for a few minutes and we're ready to go with makeup. Really sorry about the light. I broke my lights, didn't I, last time? I completely forgot that I'd broken them, so I really need to start replacing things and get some new lights. And hopefully in the next couple of months we're going to get this room transformed into a proper filming / makeup room. So all of the makeup we're going to use today is obviously Bobbi Brown. I'm going to follow what Kate used as much as possible. So skin's all prepped and ready, and I'm now going to use foundation. Not sure if Kate may have used the long-lasting foundation. It is a full coverage if that's what you're after. I guess it's kind of akin to like the double wear type things. I'm not a big fan. It doesn't particularly work for drier skins like mine, so I'm just going to have to mix and match it. But basically, if you're looking for the same look as Kate, you need to get as close to a flawless base as you can, so use whatever works for you. You need that foundation to extend throughout the day, have as minimal an SPF as possible, and just really give you great coverage that is going to last the day. So I'm going to use one of the original Bobbi foundations, and that is the Skin Foundation. And I'm going to use it in porcelain because, as you can see, despite it being the middle of July, I have no tan yet. So definitely needed a holiday. So I'm going to use porcelain. I imagine Kate is probably quite a few shades up the scale to me, not quite sure. I'm thinking maybe a beige, maybe a sand on her cooler days, maybe a beige. Don't think she's quite as, maybe if when she's had a holiday, maybe a natural, not quite sure. Yeah, definitely not a porcelain though. So we're going to use the Skin Foundation, which is a liquid. And it does have an SPF, which is 15, and I guess if I was getting married at this time of the year, I would need it because I'm so pale. So we're going to use a beauty blender in this case, just to pop that on. A little bit everywhere. Now I know some people do it differently and would start with their corrector and concealer. I usually start with a base. So just do it whichever way you feel comfortable, which is the best way to go, I think. I'm just going to work that in everywhere. And then see if I need to add any more. I am going to take it slightly down onto my neck. So I've got a really super duper high colour today, which Kate gets too. So it's going to take a little bit to cover. So if we stop there, that was a really light application. It looks nice. It's definitely given me, you know, a good cover and a nice natural glow, but it's not quite enough for a wedding day, so I'm going to go in with a second cover, which again is not very much at all because it's such a light foundation. So this is probably a light to medium coverage. So if you like something a little bit more, you probably want to go for the long wear foundation for Bobbi. And I'm going to show you the stick foundation in a moment. Now I haven't got it yet, but I've tried it and it's amazing. And that is the new Skin Foundation Cushion Compact. It is like air. It is literally like a cushion. It's like air on your face. It's so easy to apply. Blends within seconds. Feels so lightweight and comfortable, but gives you the most gorgeous glow. And if you're like fan of a dewy look, it's perfect for you. And I tried it at work and I just have to get my hands on it. It's perfect. So I'm really happy with that. That's given me a really nice base. But there's still the problem of the redness. So I need to go in with a little bit extra cover today on my wedding day. It's quite nice at pretending to be my wedding day again. It's definitely a lot less stressful than my actual wedding day. I was actually a Bobbi bride, which is really cool. So I'm going to use the stick foundation to top this up. This is probably one of my favourite Bobbi products just because it's fantastic for covering redness. And it's brilliant for quick application, if you know. So this is my go-to work foundation now I'm back in the NHS. So as you can see, I'm just going to apply it on top. Especially more on the areas you need it. So for me, on those areas there. I'm nearly running out. I need more. And I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown full coverage brush just to stipple that in. And as you can see already, it's taking that redness out. And then I'm just going to buff it in. This brush is fantastic. You can use liquid foundations with it as well. This is my favourite foundation brush now, rather than a flat normal foundation brush. They are a little pricey, the Bobbi brushes, but totally worth it. So foundation applied. Base looks really good, absolutely flawless. It's covered everything I needed it to, so I'm really happy with that. So normally I would just use one or the other, but just because I've got that high redness and I want to take it down. I mean, again, for a lot of brides, we do just use the stick foundation. Normally, I mean, you can just use this one, the stick foundation, skin stick foundation, as a bridal foundation, just because it's brilliant across the board, covers redness. You can take it from a light to a medium to a incredibly full coverage, and it just lasts the day. So I use that on a lot of my freelance brides and Bobbi brides alike. So I'm just going to take a flat concealer brush and I'm going to use my BBU palette, probably one of the best things I invested in. So I'm going to use corrector first, which is going to neutralise the colour under my eyes, and at the minute I've got really bad dark circles. So for me, I do tend to change it up. Quite often I'm an extra light bisque, but with the darkness at the minute, I seem to be doing a little bit better with a peachy tone. So I'm going to go for a porcelain peach. And the great thing about these is you can mix, because it's in the palette, you can mix and match. If you're going to invest in one Bobbi product this year, I would invest in a corrector. Now, the concealer, the creamy concealer I'm going to use today is absolutely fabulous, but there's a brand new concealer coming out. Definitely need to try that. I need to get my hands on that as well. I've got a really expensive Bobbi shopping list coming up. I need to go and see the girls in Chichester and be like, hook me up, girls. I need everything. So I'm literally just using my ring finger to pat that in. I'm taking it right into the corner where that blueness starts. And the idea of this one is, I should have shown you without it, but it neutralises the colour under the eyes. You are then free to go in with your concealer. It makes such a difference, this. When people see me after I've put this on, they do really compliment my makeup and especially my concealer. The concealer alone is pretty fabulous, but the combination of the corrector and the concealer is what does the job. Often saying to people, they say, well, can I just get the one? No, they don't work separately really. You need both to get the magic. So you're correcting and neutralising the colour and then concealing. So under eye area is much brighter already with just the corrector. So next I'm going to follow with a shade that is usually supposed to be about one shade lighter than your foundation. That's obviously quite difficult with a porcelain. I could go for an alabaster, but yeah, I'm already pale enough. So I'm going to go with, I'm going to stick with a porcelain concealer. Again, brushes, fingers, it's up to you what you're comfortable in. Fingers are a really useful tool, you'll always hear me say, as long as they are clean, same as brushes. And you're just taking that into the same places. So the ratio should be more corrector than concealer, so about 70% corrector and the rest concealer. And then for me, I take a little bit around my nose area for those broken veins that I've got there. And a little bit here. I'm just having some hormone treatment at the minute, so I do have a little bit of a tash going on. But who doesn't, you know? We've all been there, right girls? I'm just going to blend that out. Okay, so base done. I've got a really nice flawless skin and a really nice glow there going on. So I'm really happy with that. So base done. So really you want to set your makeup for the day to stop it from going anywhere. So there's a couple of options. So you've got retouching powder, and that comes in a different couple of shades to help with colour correction as well. That is like airbrushing. This is perfect and I think really appropriate for bridal makeup. Or you've got the Nude Illuminating Pressed Powder, and as you can see that comes in, and this comes in quite a few different shades. This one's porcelain obviously, and it's got that lovely graduated colour system for the powder, and which just makes it a little bit multi-tonal, and it has just a little bit of shimmer to it, which is kind of perfect for bridal. So I'm going to use a little bit of both just because it is going to be such a long day. So you have to remember bridal makeup is definitely a little bit more to it than, you know, your average Friday night. I'm just going to take a large brush for this one. You have to be careful with this powder because it does tend to go absolutely everywhere. I'm just going to take a little bit where I need it. Just going to wick away any shine and help colour correct for us. So for me, I tend to get it just up on my forehead. I don't particularly have too many shine issues, but I'm just taking it into the hairline, and this is really going to extend the wear of the makeup. I'm going to use a little bit of the nude finish. Just a little sweep. Down the nose, across the cheeks. Now there are eye preparations that you can pop on the eyelids to prep it for eyeshadow, so a nice base or a primer. Bobbi has a couple. There is a liquid one that I quite like using. Sorry, I've got really loads of little hairs falling out. Bobbi has a liquid one which I quite like using. It's a base, pre-base, especially if you want your eyeshadow to last, you know, more than a couple of hours. It's really good for locking it down and holding it in. Or you can just use an ivory or a ivory toned eyeshadow. So I'm going to use Bone today. Again, everybody does this bit differently. You could go straight in with brows next, or some people start with eyes. There's no hard or fast rule, is there? Just do what you like, guys. Don't have to follow a plan. So I'm going to start with blusher, just because I think that really sets the tone and the pace of the face, and the rest of the makeup. So what they're saying is that Kate was wearing pale pink. Now, as you can see, it's quite pink. And if you've got any sort of high colour, that does tend to accentuate that, so you have to be really, really careful. So what I'm going to do is I am going to wear a pot rouge or a cream blusher. I'm going to wear a slightly more peachy toned, which I think is quite bridal, and this was the Cheek Glow palette from last year, which is absolutely stunning. So I'm going to use the cream blusher first, which I know you're thinking, what? I'm going to use the cream blusher first and then layer a powder blusher just a little bit over the top to, number one, extend the wear, and number two, give a pop of colour. So I'm using a stippling brush, which is Real Techniques. Taking it onto the apple and up. And because it's cream, it works so well. This is one of my favourite products for bridal weddings and bridal makeup, because it just is such a soft, pretty product to work with. It emphasises the cheekbones in a natural way. Now, like we were saying, Kate went for quite a strong blush look on the wedding day, so we're going to add to it with something else. Okay, so first things first, I'm not really sure, it didn't state that she used any kind of bronzer, however she looked like she had a little bit of colour, so I am going to use a tiny bit. I'm not going to use a traditional blusher, I'm going to use a shimmer brick for me, because some of the bronzers are a little bit too dark for somebody of my sort of pale skin. So I'm going to use this beautiful shimmer brick in bronze, again graduated colour, which is one of the things I love about Bobbi. Take a bronzer brush and just work it through the colour sessions, just all the way through. Tap off your excess and just take that underneath, down the nose, and whatever's left everywhere else. And definitely some down the neck. And this product is beautiful for using on your décolletage. I hope that's how you say that. Décolletage? Décolleté? Décolletage. I'm not sure. This beautiful area here, which in a lot of wedding dresses is open. Next I'm going to follow with my blusher. So I am going to use the colour that Kate used, and that is Pale Pink, which is this one here. That's quite pink, isn't it? That is quite a pink. Wowzers. Very bridal, very pretty. Very English. Yeah, English rose, which I guess is, so I would class, if you're talking about bridal looks, I would say it's quite a classic bridal look. It's definitely very appropriate for vintage themes or English country themes. So if that's your theme, this is the look that you want. Take a small blusher brush because I don't want too much product at all. Tap off the excess and just layer it on top. So you're really just kissing the cheek rather than heavy angled. Usually use a bit of circles. Always start with a small amount and then step away and think, do I need a little bit more? Normally I would say that's probably enough for me. Kate, however, had quite a strong blush, so in the theme of events today, in copying that, I'm going to go for a little bit more. Go on, Danny, be brave. There we go. Blush done. So I'm going to add my highlighter a bit later on when I'm almost finished. So next I'm going to do brows. So I guess you could possibly have used the Brow Shaper, which is one of the mascara wand type products, and that definitely enhances the shape and gives a bushier type of brow, which is quite on trend at the minute. However, I just love this product, which is the Perfectly Defined Long Wear Brow Pencil, and it comes in a number of different shades. It's so easy to use. Now I know lots of companies like Benefit have ones like this, so you've basically got a slanted point at one end, and on the other end you have a comb. it's long wear, and everything that I'm using today is long wear for obvious reasons, but even just day to day this is perfect. So I start with the slanted end and make a guide point. So this is where they should start, that's where your arch should be through the iris, and that's where they should finish. So most people need a little bit of extension and a little bit of filling in. And then I'm literally just going to take it through the sparser areas, turn it over and bring it down. And then just comb it through. So you can see it's already made a difference. I would say this is quite good if you like a natural looking brow. You can give quite a lot of definition to this, but it's a little bit more natural than using powders or some of the mascara type ones, which can be a little bit liquidy and quite dark really, and quite harsh. So you have to be really careful with the colour that you choose. So for most people, unless you are a redhead, avoid the richer browns which tend to have a lot of red in them, and for blonde people you may find that you are actually a grey. So there's wheat, blonde and grey, and I find a lot of people turn out to be the grey, and it's actually a lot more flattering for people with really fair hair than the blonde. But again, the blonde works for a lot of people too, and taupe, which is a nice medium colour. I'm wearing espresso. I'm just going to do the other side. Now I've filled in, I'm just going to comb it through. And just, now that's done, I'm just going to take a brow brush with a sharp end and a comb and just run that through, just to distribute the colour a little bit more evenly. Again, at this minute they may look a bit too dark, but hold on, don't panic until you've done the rest of your makeup. They will soften out throughout the day anyway, and brows are so important for definition of the eyes and for the photographs. Eyes. So I'm going to start by using Retouching Face Pencil in Illuminate. And I'm going to take that under the brow. And this is really going to open up the eye for us. I'm just going to pat that in. Okay, so straight away you can see that's given a nice highlight for us. So I'm going to use the Sterling Nights Bobbi Brown palette. So they quite often will release colour collections like this throughout different points of the year, usually seasonal. So this one is a really nice sort of smoky eye palette, I would say, and it's probably one of my favourites. But so the idea with Kate's wedding makeup smoky eye was a smoky grey on the lid, which had a little bit of a metallic element to it, so a little bit of shimmer, and then something darker in the crease. And then she did a bit of a tight line on the lashes to really embolden the lashes, and then she had liner on as well. So I'm going to start with the highlighter, which is Ivory. So her highlight wasn't particularly pearlised at all. Some people, especially for weddings, go for quite a strong highlight here. Hers was more matte. So take it under the brow and all over the rest of the eye. And this is going to be a great base for us. I think we're going to get a thunderstorm here any minute, so the lighting's going to go. And this is just colour correcting any redness that you get on the lid as well. And just keep, I'm using a fluffy eyeshadow brush for this. Just keep applying until you get the coverage that you want. Okay, so next I'm going to use this one, which is a Dove Grey. And it's going to take a little bit of patience. You just need to build up this colour here. Again, you could use one of the Bobbi Brown cream eyeshadows, which I would be really inclined to do, which I use a lot on my brides. Again, extremely long wear. They are cream, they are creaseless, and they look stunning on the eye. Some of them are matte, some of them have a little bit of metallic or a shimmer to them, and I just think they're perfect. However, I don't have any in appropriate colour, so I'm going to go with powder, which I think Kate used. So I'm going to start with a grey just on the lid, no higher. And I'm just going to build up that colour until I get the desired amount that I want. Take that right down to the lash line, but no higher than the crease. Okay, so that is the lid shadow there. So it's already got quite a lot of definition to the eye. And it is quite bold, again, flipping up, you know, traditions and stereotypes on its ear, because a lot of the time with bridal you would go for quite a light, bright colour on the eyes, whether it be, you know, a champagne colour or a pink. So this is really cool to get to do something that's a little bit different for bridal makeup. So next I am going to use something a bit metallic-y, and I'm going to use... I'm going to use this one here, Thistle, which is a little bit metallic. Is that a metallic? Metallic eyeshadow. Thistle metallic eyeshadow. I don't know the one that Kate used. I don't know if we do it anymore. Rock something. Rockstar? Rocketeur? I'm not... No, that's Benefit. Rockstar. I'm not sure if we... I don't think we sell it anymore. But basically, any of our metallic grey tones would work here. And again, just on the lid, and just build it up. Obviously with bridal, be really careful not to drop it onto your cheek like I have just done. So we're just building up that colour. If you do obviously drop it on your cheek, don't worry, we can fix it. So if you do drop any eyeshadow, just brush it away and we can touch up and fix it later. Okay, so at the minute I've got a really nice definition on the eyelids going on, and it's starting to look pretty smoky. Now, I probably should keep it like this and go in for something darker in the crease. Keep it Kate. And yet, everything in my body is screaming out for the tiniest hint of sparkle. I just can't do it. I just can't do the whole matte thing. I just got to get a tiny bit of sparkle in there somewhere. And I'm pretty sure she's a girl after my own heart. I mean, I think she likes a bit of sparkle deep down. So we're not going to go overboard because I don't think she had any on the day, but we're going to just a tiny bit of sparkle. Deep in the bag, and I'm going to use sparkle eyeshadow, Bobbi Brown in Mica. Not sure it's Mica or Mica, but yes, it is a beautiful silvery colour. I'm going to use my finger because otherwise it drops onto the cheek. Just pat that in there. Perfect. A little bit more bridal, I think, having the tiniest bit of sparkle. My battery's totally going to run out. God, you can tell I'm out of practice doing this. What's going on? We'll keep filming till it runs out. Okay, next it's a dark in the crease. So I'm going to use this one, which is Smoke. And this is what creates real definition. I tend to do this with my eye open think you can really see what you're doing. Don't worry too much about smoking it out just yet. We'll do that in a minute. I just want to get it on. And just be really careful. Start with a small amount, you can always add more. So I use a pointed brush here to get it really pointedly into the areas that I want, and then I smoke it out after. Take a larger brush that's got a curve to it and really smoke it out. Don't take it too high. We just want that really nice blend. Stop and give it a look. I think I need a little bit more. And again, smoke that out. Smoked out. So now I'm going to do a little bit of tight lining, so I'm going to take the smoke again, and I'm actually going to use something a bit even darker, so I'm going to use Caviar, which is right down the bottom, the dark. Again, you can wet your brush if you need to, and I'm going to take that into that lash line. Right down to the lash line. And the thing about tight lining with powders is you just got to be really patient. And you can use a mixture of colours. Cocoa is one of my favourites from Bobbi to do this with. And build it up. And use a really fine brush. And you achieve such a controlled, defined look rather than just going straight in with gel liner. Soft definition there, and I'm going to take this opportunity to take a little bit under the eye. Again, this is all about layering that makeup for longevity. I mean, you probably won't ever, you know, unless she's going completely au naturel, you really don't usually see a picture of Kate without eyeliner on. She absolutely loves it, and so does her sister Pippa. I mean, and a girl after my own heart. I very rarely leave the house without mascara and eyeliner on. And you could just stay with that lovely line of powder under the eye. It creates a lovely bit of definition, but in a soft way. So it's a real soft smoky eye, which is kind of what we're going for. I'm thinking I need a little bit more highlighter now I'm looking at it. So I'm just going to go back in and use a little bit of this. The retouching pencil, because you can get right up into the brow. I remember, brides, when you're looking at it at this point, you're thinking, crikey, that's way too heavy. Trust me, as a photographer, when you get your pictures, it won't be. I'm just going to go back into here and just lighten up the inside just because we've used something so dark. Ooh. That's better, isn't it? Yes, we have light again. I have to try and lighten that up. Sorry if that went really dark. Okay, so we have battery, we have lights, we have action, let's go. So far we've got base, blush, powder, a little bit of tiniest hint of a bronze shimmer, loads of blush. We've got a strong brow and a smoky eye. Definitely getting there. Kate is a big fan of eyeliner. So I'm going to use the crayon, so the Smoky Eye Kajal liner, and that one is in Noir, so really, really black. And I'm going to use this, definitely not on the inside waterline. I'm just going to take that under the eye, into the lash line. Okay, so it's this bit here which is taking us out of normal bridal comfort zone. So you shouldn't have it incredibly smoky, smoked out, but I am going to just smoke it out a little. Now it seems like she did that in lieu of a lot of, she's literally got the tiniest touch of mascara on the bottom lashes. So this one gives you the definition of the bottom lash area. Okay, as long as you've got it on that bottom line, that's fine. You can fix the rest later on. So that's given some real definition under the eyes. Next for the top, I'm not going to use the crayon. I'm going to use Longwear gel liner, which she used, which is in black ink, which is a gel liner in a pot, and you've got to use a brush for it. So be careful to always leave your lid on. Okay, now with this one she didn't have any heavy flicks or Egyptian style cat eyes or anything like that. This is literally just for the top lash line. So as you start in the middle and work my way along that lash line. Start with a really small guideline and then you can always build it up further. And make sure you take that right down to that lash line. Again, because this is gel, this is going to last the day. You can see real definition happening there on the eyes now. Okay, so eyes, eyeshadow and eyeliner done. What do you guys think? I quite like it. I still don't know if it's what I would choose for my wedding makeup. It's certainly a bit heavier than what I did for my own. I think fair play to her actually. I mean, it's pretty rock and roll for royal wedding makeup, so absolutely Kate. I'm quite liking it, yeah. And it really suited her features. Absolutely. And I must just say that there has been an epic royal wedding this week, so I'm very happy to say that I know, you know, I know this lovely lady. Princess Fallon of Serbia, Her Royal Highness Princess Fallon of Serbia has just got married to her beautiful prince. I can't believe you're a princess, wow, in Serbia this week. So I just want to send massive congratulations to you guys, and really sorry that I couldn't be there. Oh, I would so love to have seen you guys, and hopefully I look forward to doing your makeup one day soon. I wish you lots of happiness for your future, and can't wait to see you in Hello magazine. You looked absolutely beautiful, Fallon. Literally the most beautiful princess bride ever. Congratulations, guys. Lots of love. On the wedding day we used No Smudge mascara for obvious reasons. and I tend to use that the most on my brides. It's a really nice day-to-day mascara. I wear it to work just because I know it's not going to go anywhere at all. But I'm going to layer mascara today to get a beautiful natural full lash. So I'm going to use eye-opening mascara with layering it with the No Smudge. So you could curl your lashes if you wanted to at this point to give it extra oomph. I think it's really nice that Kate didn't wear any falsies. Might have been too much with the eye makeup, I think. Oh, I dropped some. Who needs falsies when you've got this mascara? Just gently shape it and fan it out to match that outside corner of the smoky eye. You need full-on lashes, so just build it up. Look at the difference between those two eyes. You can really makes a difference. It's quite funny, I do often get told I look a little bit like Kate. I don't actually see it. The girl's got a seriously beautiful figure. She is about 10 foot tall. An amazing, amazing hair that just always looks perfect, always looks shiny. She's incredible. I don't see it. Dark hair, green eyes, that's about it. Thanks though. So now I'm going to use some No Smudge mascara and I'm going to layer that. This is going to make sure that my mascara doesn't go anywhere. So just one coat should be fine. There's a little bit of drop, so I'm just going to pop on a little bit of, going to cheat and go across to Estee Lauder, just quickly jump across to Estee Lauder and use their Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer, and I like to finish with this one, especially when I'm doing a smoky eye, and I just take that underneath and just anywhere else I might need it. There's my full coverage touch-up brush, my little touch-up brush. So at this point, I like to fix anything that needs fixing, touch up anything that needs touching up, and I can see that to fully look like Kate, I need, yeah, more blusher. So I'm going to use some more of the pale pink. So it's always best to wait until you have finished your eyes, check the drama level, and add some more if needed. So I'm going to use the pale pink again. And really load that on this time. More on the apple than anywhere else. And now I'm going to finish with a little bit of highlighter. So I'm going to use what she actually used, which was the Rose Quartz Shimmer Brick. It's actually, I swing between the shimmer bricks, which one's my favourite, but this is a new favourite. I like Nectar for summer, but this is my go-to. Look how beautiful that is. And it's still pretty brand new. Oh, I love it. Just don't drop them. Otherwise it's a bit of a nightmare. Okay, so I'm going to load it on using a kabuki. So I'm literally just going to take from all of the sections and I'm just going to take it everywhere. Right above and on that cheekbone. You want most of it to go here though. Small amount down the nose. across the forehead in the Cupid's bow. So lips finally, so I'm going to use lip liner in Ballet Pink, one of my favourites. So you can do it before or after lipstick. I like to do it before to get a nice little guide. Kate's got quite thin lips, so she probably did do quite a bit of lining. And that has, you know, I've got thin lips and you can already see that that's plumped it up a little bit. So now I'm going to go in with the Sand Wash Pink. It is probably my favourite. It is a real natural lip colour and it's basically an English rose in tone. If you pop to Bobbi, they will find your perfect nude lip colour. So that could be Blondie Pink, Sand Wash Pink, you know, there's thousands that she's just literally got. That's what Bobbi's known for, is her colour wheel of lipsticks, and the nudes and the naturals as well as the bright colours as well. So here we go. But it's pretty iconic, this one. I look brighter. Didn't look like the right lipstick then. It is. Make sure all the lips covered. So now I'm going to finish with a little bit of Crystal Gloss. There's lots of nice lip glosses by Bobbi Brown, and quite a few of them I use for brides, usually like Pastel, Bellini, Bare Sparkle, they're all beautiful. But a little bit clear over a lipstick like this is perfect. It's not too tacky either. As in tacky as in sticky. There we go guys, Kate Middleton inspired wedding makeup all the way, throwing it back to 2011, that was a good year. So it's a full-on smoky eye, it's a full-on makeup look really, but I guess when you see it all together with all of her beautiful dress and everything, it really just fitted perfectly, and I don't think you can get much more of a classic bridal look than that, and this has really become one of Bobbi's signature bridal looks, along with some more natural looks as well. So if you're looking to get some bridal advice, pop on down to your nearest Bobbi studio or store and see the lovely ladies and gentlemen on counter. You can get a bridal how-to lesson, so if you want to do it yourself, just gives you some tips and tricks and how to use the products, or you can pop in and have your makeup done for a charge on the day if you want to. I would highly recommend it. They're brilliant makeup artists, serious makeup artists out there for working for Bobbi at the minute, and obviously you can check out our pros websites, so Hannah Martin in particular, on YouTube. She's fantastic. So here it is, Kate Middleton bridal look done. I feel like I should change into something a little bit more bridal. What do you think? Oh come on, any chance to get the dress out? So feeling a little bit more bridal inspired now. I feel a little bit more like Kate. So I've got my wedding earrings in, and I've even managed to get into my wedding dress. It's not done up, and actually I must have lost a bit of weight because it's really big. But as you can sort of see, that's not too bad. And as you can see from my dress, I totally wouldn't pick this now, which is odd how you change in 5 years. So when we get to 10 years and we renew our vows, try something different. But I initially wanted a dress just like Kate's, you know, all lace and stuff, but really when I tried them on, I'm not tall enough to carry something like that off. So I ended up having a bolero made for me. Don't know if you can see the detail, but the lady put lots of embellishments and a little bit of sparkle to make it more me on the sleeves and on the collar. Lots of sparkle on the bodice, which is not really done up, but yeah. So my pearls and my jewellery and my tiara that my lovely hubby bought me. So yeah, so I feel a little bit more like Kate now. So as you can see, it all works. Oh, look, I found my wedding shoes. Very unworn because they were too high and too pointy, but they are beautiful. That was my second pair. I did have another pair that I wore all day that were a lot smaller, but my lovely hubby bought me those and they are beautiful. It's a shame that they haven't really been worn. I have to keep them. So as you can see, now I'm all dressed up. You can see that it does work. So smoky eye can work for bridal makeup, and actually it is quite effective for a full makeup effect. And I think it looks quite nice. I wouldn't possibly choose to do it myself, but I think it really suited Kate, and if you want to copy her style, then it's definitely something to go to. So as I said, everything we've used today is Bobbi Brown UK, or Bobbi Brown. So you can, I'll list everything below, and you can shop online or pop into one of the stores. That's all the skincare and all of the makeup today, apart from the double wear concealer, which was Estee Lauder. Everything else was Bobbi Brown. And for my wedding day, I would just set the makeup with a really good setting spray, like All Nighter by Urban Decay, just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. But everything we've used today is super long wear, so it will last you 8 hours plus to take you through the day. So, you know, go and get your bridal how-to done with Bobbi in store, or, you know, keep following me on YouTube to find out some more tips and tricks, or visit the lovely Hannah Martin's page, and I'm sure she's got plenty on there for you as well. So thanks for watching, guys. This is Kate Middleton's wedding makeup, and it's really good to be back, and I promise to film something else really soon and to get them up more frequently. So it's been really lovely getting back into the swing of filming. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked it. So if you're looking for a full-on smoky eye for your wedding day makeup, follow Kate's example and go with what we've done here, because I think it's really effective. So take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.